Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Core Duo. I'm going to be showing you guys another Synology video here, and what we're going to do is install Syncthing. And what Syncthing does is essentially it is a continuous file synchronization program. It will sync your files between all the devices that have it installed and have that peer connection to your other computers. So essentially, if you have a NAS, you have your PC, they will sync together. If you have another computer that is running the same folder and syncing that, you will have a three-way of syncs. So it's a pretty neat idea, very cool. It's been around for a little while. There was something called BT Sync, there was Resilio Sync, there were a few other options, but Syncthing is the open source option that works really well, and I'm going to show you how to install it. So the first thing you want to do is open up your Synology, head over to Package Center, and click on the Community tab. If you don't have the Community tab, check the link down below. There should be another video on how to install the Community tab. We will scroll down all the way to the bottom here, and we will find Syncthing. We will click that Install button, and we'll give this a few seconds here. We'll click Next, click Apply, and we'll let Syncthing install. So Syncthing is now running. Let's head over to our packages and click on Syncthing. So now we have it set up here. Allow anonymous usage. We'll just click on the No button for now. Danger. The admin interface is configured to allow remote access without a password. So let's create a password. So we'll hit on that. We'll click GUI. Here's the user and the password. So let's put our user in here. Click Save. So now we have a username, password. So let's scroll down a little bit here. We can click on Yes on that and disable crash reporting. We'll just click OK for now. So now we have the Syncthing UI right here. So you're going to click on Add Folder. And then from here, you can add the label. We're going to label this Desktop 1. And you can see that the folder path here is showing this App Store area. So what you could do is leave it as this App Store, which is the default. But we don't want this to be on this section. We want to be able to view the folders. So we're going to head back to our Synology. And let's go to our file station. So let's say I wanted to save it to our storage folder here. If I right click, let's create a folder called Syncthing. Click OK. And then in here, we can also create a folder as well called Desktop 1. So now we have our path. So we can see that by going to Properties. You can see the path right here. We could copy this, head back to our Syncthing, and just drop it right in here. So it's going to go to Volume 1, Storage, Syncthing, Desktop 1. That's the folder path. This is the folder that's going to sync between whatever desktop I link it with. You could click on Sharing, but it's not shared. File versioning. We can select different types here. Just leave it as default for now. And we will click Save. So as you can see, we did get an error here, permission denied. And what we want to do is head back to our folder, right click on that folder, Properties, Permission, go to Create, and let's click on the user, and that's going to be SC Syncthing. We will click Read and Write, and OK, and OK once again. That should give it permission to get to this desktop folder. Let's just double check on our storage here and click on Properties there. Let's make sure that the permission is allowed from here as well, from the top level. Click on Read and Write. And there we go. So it should have access there. If we head back here, we do a pause and resume. It is unshared. So this is now good to go. Now let's head to the Syncthing website. Click on Downloads. Click on the Sync Tracer if you're using Windows. And scroll down, click on your version. Here we are. Next, next, and all the way through. Launch. We want to allow access. And now we're back up here. So we don't really need a GUI setup right now. Okay, so now we have Syncthing installed on our computer and our Synology. The first thing we want to do is go to our remote devices, click Add Remote Device. As you can see here, it's able to find nearby devices. This is my Synology's key right here. You could click on this and it will automatically add it. So we can click on Show QR Code, and this is the QR code for the NAS. So we'll head back here, we'll type in Synology for the device name. Under sharing, you can share the default folder, which is what is created automatically on your computer. We'll leave that. You can do auto accept. So if a folder is shared with you, it automatically accepts it without you having to click accept or ignore on there. We will auto accept it, and everything else can be the same. Save. Now remote device, Synology. Back to our Synology. We'll see there is a new device. We will click Add, and we can name this whatever you want it to be. I'm just going to leave it as the default. That's just my desktop name. I haven't changed it. Sharing. So if we go into sharing here, we want to share the Synology folder. So this is desktop 1 that we created, and we will click on Save. So now we have a remote device here. It went from disconnected to up to date, and our folder now says up to date as well. We can head over to our Syncthing. Desktop, the default folder is unshared. Desktop 1 is up to date. We can click on this. We can click on Edit. And as you see here, it's under See Users and my username along with that. So let's head over to my documents, and here we are. So we have our folder. Minimize a couple things here. We have our folder here. It is empty. Let us drag something in here or create a new text document. Click on this. Click on Test, and you will see an option come up under here, and it went from up to date, and you can see latest change was test.txt. Let's go ahead and drag something bigger in here. Okay, so I have a ISO. I'm going to paste in here. It's going to copy quickly, and now you should see this Kubuntu sync up with our NAS. Let's give this just a moment here, and here we go. As you can see, it is syncing 0% of 2.5 gigs, and it's going pretty quickly. It is on the local network, so it is a little bit faster. Okay, so it's up to date. You can see the latest change was the Kubuntu ISO in here. We can head to our Synology, storage, Syncthing, and desktop 1, and you can see that Kubuntu and test are both there. So Syncthing is a great tool. It is open source and free for anybody to use. It's a great tool to use as a backup, to use for file sharing. You can use this anywhere you'd like, from your phone, your laptops, your desktop, and so on. One great thing about this is, let's say I were to have a folder synced between my Synology and my NAS. If I were to add something to my laptop or add that same folder and link it, it would sync faster to the laptop because there are two peers sending data to that laptop, which is a very cool concept, and you could do that with multiple devices, which is great. It's a peer-to-peer type program that really makes things simple and quick. What do you guys think of Syncthing? It is open source, it is free, but how does it compare to Resilio Sync? Resilio Sync is a enterprise or corporate type version of Syncthing. This stemmed from BT Sync, which was free, turned into Resilio Sync. It is a good tool as well, which is available for the Synology, but it does have a paywall, essentially. So there is a free version of it, but you don't get all the features. Let me know what you think. Have you tried Syncthing? Have you tried Resilio Sync? Leave that in the comments below. I'd like to thank you guys for viewing.